Huawei has just launched its newest smartphone, the Mate 70 Air, and it's already turning heads for being part of the growing Air trend in the smartphone world. This is actually the third Air-branded phone we've seen this year, after the iPhone Air and ZTE's Nubia Air. And once again, it's proof that Apple's design philosophy continues to influence the rest of the industry, maybe even more than Samsung's Edge series ever did. Now, Huawei is calling the Mate 70 Air a slim and lightweight phone, and while it definitely looks sleek, it's not the thinnest out there. The device measures 6.6 mm thick, which is still impressively slim, but slightly thicker than what Apple and Samsung have achieved with their own ultra-thin models. However, Huawei makes up for that extra bit of thickness in a way that will make a lot of users happy. It packs a massive 6,500 mAh battery. That's a pretty big deal. To put that in perspective, it's a much larger battery than what you'll find in other thin phones on the market. Even Motorola's Edge 70, which came out recently with a 4,800 mAh battery, doesn't come close to matching Huawei's latest device. This shows that Huawei is serious about solving one of the biggest issues that thin phones usually face: battery life. So, while the Mate 70 Air isn't the slimmest phone in the world, it's definitely one of the most balanced. You're getting a sleek design that still offers the kind of power and endurance most users actually need. And honestly, that might be a smarter choice than chasing extreme thinness just for looks. Now, let's talk about what else makes this phone interesting. The Mate 70 Air features a massive 7-inch AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate and a resolution of 2760 by 1320 pixels. So even though it's marketed as a lightweight, slim device, it's still a big-screen phone, perfect for watching videos, gaming, or multitasking. Inside, Huawei gives you a bit of flexibility when it comes to performance. The phone offers two processor options depending on which model you choose. The 12GB RAM version comes with the Kirin 9020B chip, while the 16GB RAM model gets the Kirin 9020A. Both processors are slightly downclocked versions of Huawei's main flagship chip, the Kirin 9020, which means they'll still deliver strong performance but in a more power-efficient way. On the camera side, Huawei didn't hold back either. The Mate 70 Air comes with a triple rear camera setup, which includes a 50-megapixel main camera, a 12-megapixel telephoto lens with 3x optical zoom, and an 8-megapixel ultra-wide lens. That's a lot of versatility packed into such a thin device. You'll also find a 1.5-megapixel color sensor for improved color accuracy, and a 10.7-megapixel front camera for selfies and video calls. Another highlight is the build quality and protection. Despite its slim body, the Mate 70 Air comes with IP68 and IP69 ratings for dust and water resistance, which means it can handle splashes, rain, and even brief submersion. It also supports 66W wired fast charging, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.2 with low energy mode, high-res audio, NFC, and even Beidou satellite communication, which could be really useful for travelers or people in remote areas. The phone runs on HarmonyOS 5.1, Huawei's own operating system, which includes new AI-powered features and smart integration with other Huawei devices. So if you're already in the Huawei ecosystem, this phone will fit right in with your other gadgets. As for availability, the Mate 70 Air is currently exclusive to China, at least for now. It comes in several elegant colors: gold and silver brocade, white feather robe, and obsidian black, and the pricing starts at 4,199 yuan, which is roughly $590. The top-end model, with 16 GB of RAM and 512 GB of storage, goes up to around $730. So, to sum it up, the Huawei Mate 70 Air may not win the title of the thinnest phone of the year, but it strikes a really smart balance between slim design and practicality. That 6,500 mAh battery alone sets it apart from most of its competitors in the thin phone category. Huawei clearly understands that users don't just want a phone that looks good, they want one that lasts all day and delivers solid performance. And with the Mate 70 Air, that's exactly what they're offering: a sleek, powerful, and long-lasting device that proves being a little thicker isn't necessarily a bad thing when it means getting much better battery life.